Hi everyone, welcome back to Ed's Metalworks again. We got us a little fun project. We're gonna make a junk lamp today. I got stuff gathered up here already. We're gonna make a lamp out of this gas can. First of all, do not make anything out of a gas can unless you are absolutely sure that the fumes and the inside of it is clean, or it's been sitting a long time open, because them gas fumes are deadly in some form like this. But the reason I'm using this one is because even though it's called the gasser, it was used for oil all of its life. I tried giving it to a few people and selling it or whatever, and nobody seemed to want it. So we're gonna drill some holes in it, which will ruin it as a gas can, but we'll make a little lamp out of it. I'll show you what my idea is here. Basically, we'll get the light socket mounted right here, put this cage on it, if I can get the cage to stand there. And then I got an old, I don't know, grease drum lid. We'll kind of use that for a lampshade. Anyway, that's the plan. The small lid had a hole in it, and I happened to find a switch in my junk, which you can probably get like at any hardware store or whatever. It snaps in a hole. This one the hole happened to be a little big for the switch, but I glued it in there. I glued it in there with this E6000 glue. It's available at the big box stores and hobby stores. It's kind of a silicone based glue, I think. But you got to be able to hold it in a position for, a couple hours at least. But it's pretty good glue. It stands up to most anything that I've used it on. We got an old cord off of something. I don't know what, it's going to be our power cord. But we have to fab a couple things up. I got to make some little tabs. We're going to weld some little tabs on here and put some 1032 screws through this lid to hold the lid on there. This is rubber coated. You can see I kind of cleaned off the rubber coating in that one spot. But we got to make the tabs. We're going to make these little tabs come out here like so. We're going to have to weld them on, so this project requires a little bit of welding. So anyway, they're going to be something like that, tapped 1032. Also, we got to drill a hole through here and here for our bulb socket to go into. Probably have to cut this off a little bit, and we'll probably have to weld it to this handle. I can't think of any good way to attach it there. And also we'll put a hole back down in here for one of these cord grabber things for the power cord. But first off, let's drill and tap some holes, and we'll drill some holes in here. Get over the drill press and we'll get going on that. Alrighty, let's drill our little tabs for our 1032 thread. And deburr them. That's a 5/32 drill bit, by the way. I think it's for 1032. It's supposed to be a number 20 to be. I just used 5/32 on it. Get our tap here. And let's kill the countersink, deburr that. Alright, we'll head back over to the bench here and get these tapped out. Alright, I got you on a camera tripod deal. I can't do nothing one-handed like some of them guys do, but we're gonna tap these out. Put a little edge lube on there. And start it straight. That number 20 drill bit's a little bigger than the 5/32, so gotta be careful starting it, but I don't know. This stuff here, I don't know where I ever picked it up, but Do-All Tool Saver. Extends the life of your tools. Quite the deal. Just some soap or grease, wax. Works pretty good. I use it on my bandsaw a lot. Mainly because of my bandsaw, I cut little sheet metal shapes or something. It don't run slow enough to really cut metal. It's supposed to be just for wood, but blades ain't that expensive, so. All right. That tapped out. Now let's try one of our screws in here, huh? Alrighty. Now let's determine the length we want to cut these at. These little tabs. What should we make them here? We'll make them 3/4 of an inch. First, we're gonna go ahead and round these ends off. Let me get a marker and mark that 3/4. Each end marked here. Let's go with sander and round these corners off here. I'll go chop them off here. Chop them off in the saw. Them down in my pan here. They're a little bit warm, so. Whoop! Oh, dang it. Throw them all over the place. Well, we'll have to look for that other one. Don't know where it went, but anyway. This is going to be our tabs for on there. I gotta look for that. Alrighty. We got our little tabs set up here, ready to weld. But I think we'll go drill the holes in the gas can so we can weld this lamp rod in there. Let's take this apart. It's the only light bulb I got around here, laying around right now. Anyway, we gotta drill this so that we can put that lamp rod down in there. Let's well, we got it set on fractions. 15-30 seconds. 15-30 seconds. All right, we'll go drill that gas can out. 15-30 seconds. How's that sound? We might see how we can which drill press I want to use here. All right, we'll set you up over here. Okay, I measured that 15-30 second. Where are we at? I think we'll go one size smaller to start out with and see what happens. I might make it bigger, but hard to make it, fill it back up after you make it too big. I'll turn that fan off. It kind of shows up big time on the video. There. Now the audio will be a little better. Yeah, we gotta lower this table down. glass is. I'm hoping this will drill okay. Got no way to really hold it down. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Alrighty, you guys saw what happened with that. That concave of that handle, man, it gripped on that and broke the drill bit. Luckily, it broke the drill bit and flung the can over there, but we got to try and get a hole all the way through it, but I don't know, this sheet metal might not be too bad, but we're going to be very, very cautious on this one. Trying to think of a way that I can maybe hold it better, but I don't know. We'll take our very easy time here. That wasn't bad. At least it didn't fling me in the can clear across the room. Let me go get that light socket and see if it'll fit down in there now. A shade bigger. We might just try to file that a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to take a chance of cutting that little bit off of that sheet metal, that can. Alrighty, we got a couple holes in here without getting killed anyway. Always be safe in the shop. But we'll go ahead and get us a little file and see if we can take a little bit off of that to get it fit down in there. I like that tight fit, but I gotta get it down in there a ways more. Okay, hold your ears. There we go. I do like that tight fit. All right, now we got to cut a little bit off of that. Let's file the underside of this handle. I actually want this socket down right on top of the handle, so what do we think we got? Let me measure 6 inches on here, mark that. A little mark at 6 inches, see where that'll get us. All right, yeah, 6 inches would probably be enough from the bottom of the socket down. I got to be able to feed the wires through there. All right, let's give that a 6 inch. 6 inches. By the way, this is just a lamp rod. I don't even get them at the big box hardware stores. They sell lamp parts there. So anyway, I'm gonna saw that off and we'll be back in a bit. Alrighty guys, here we are. We're ready to weld these couple components together. I think I'll just put a couple tacks up there and then tack these ears on here. By the way, I finished this hole off after my catastrophe. I finished this hole off with a step drill, and then you've seen me drill this second hole in here. I put this O-ring on here just to kind of finish the look of it. That little tab I was looking for, I searched and searched for that thing. Found it in my shoe, if you can believe that. Funny things happen in the shop. Anyway, I'll get set up and get this welded up, and we're just going to use some silicon bronze on there, so hopefully it goes well. All right, I'll set you up here and we'll get going. All right, ready to do a little welding here. Try to, anyway. See if we can get these stuck on here. find a spot I can get to this. There we go. I hope my helmet's getting in the way of that or not. Move over here a ways. Alright, got those stuck on there. That'll work. Now, the challenge is to get this tube welded on here. Get a cold rag and lay down here so I don't burn up that O-ring. That heat to travel that far or not, but don't hurt to put a cold rag down there, or have it handy anyway. Alright, see if we can get a couple spots on this now. Alrighty. Like I said, this gas can was used for oil, so no gas fumes. Never weld on a gas can with fumes on it that had been used for gas, unless it's set for a long time open. I think I got it stuck. Not the best welding job, but it's not going to go anywhere. Cool everything down a little bit. Alrighty, let that cool. What we got to do now is, means we got our tabs welded on here, we gotta drill some holes in here in our what's going to be our lampshade or our lid to mount it. Now if you can see it, but I do have a circle drawn out from that center mark there. That's the diameter of this cage. By the way, these cages, they're at every box store too. Just for bulb safety in some gymnasiums or something like that kind of stuff. All right, get this marked. All right, we'll go drill them a couple holes for our cage placement, and we'll be right back. All right, one more hole in this thing for this cord grabber, and call this the back of the lamp. Put it down in here. Get a little drill and make a pilot hole there. And we'll just take it down with this step drill. Placement's that critical, but all right, put our stepper drill in there. I got this marked right here. I want to go up to that. Yeah, you see that? I want to go up to that shoulder where it's marked. So. Shake the junk out of it. Alrighty. Now we need enough cord to do our wiring. Sticking out the top here. Suppose that'd be good. I have to get a piece of tape and tape that up there. No, maybe not. Give me a pair of pliers. So I squeeze this. Squeeze this in the hole. Alright, that's one wire in there. You'll round up some wire for everything else. Alrighty, see if we can get this fed through here and just lamp cord. Nothing bad about this job, fishing the wire out of them. Alrighty. You see this is 18 stranded. All right, this lamp cord has one leg of it has some ribbing on it. We'll make that the copper part of this, a hot leg, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. And the one without the rib, we'll call that the neutral. That didn't go on there very good. We're gonna redo that. Don't like all them frayed wires everywhere. Alrighty. And where'd it go again? Now we gotta fish it back out of there. There it is. There's a little notch in here that has to fit in a notch in this socket. So when you screw the bulb in there, it doesn't turn that socket. You gotta make sure you get that lined up. By the way, I got these light sockets off of Amazon. You buy a 6-pack of them. I don't know, I can't remember how much they cost, but they're not too expensive. Alrighty. The wire's ready to go here. I better put a mark on this one so I know what it goes to the socket. Alright, now let's fish our switch wires down in here. Got an awful lot of wire on this one for some reason. Alrighty. Alright, now I just got to connect all my wires and I'll bring you back when I get all that done. That's kind of boring. Just connect the wires running through the switch and we'll bring it back when it's done. Well, there you go, guys. There's my gas can lamp, the gasser. But I want to show you all the inner wiring connections are all soldered and wrapped with shrink tube, marine grade shrink tube. I don't know if that makes a difference. That's what it says on the box anyway. Anyway, there she is. Probably see it better without the light on. It's the only light bulb I have right now, but anyway, I'll screw stuff the wires in there and screw that cap on there. There we are. Job complete. I build these every now and then, give them away to my kids or some friends or whatever. But anyway, well, thanks for coming along on this adventure. Sorry it got so drug out, but I wanted to show you the whole process. That part about breaking the drill bit, that wasn't really meant to be seen, I guess, but why hide it? That's the way things are in this shop. Anyway, work safe, and give me a thumbs up if you will, and we'll catch you on the next one. As the Metal Works, signing out.